It will get down. Davidson never slowed up around first base, easily into second with a 2-out double.
Great call by you as Davidson saw that ball that he hit the right center field, kept his hands back on a hanging curveball. But Davidson has the play. He sees Hopkins right in front of him. He sees him cut off, but a good turn at first base. He never broke stride as the play was all his. Runners with a ball in front of you, it's the runner's decision, not a coach's. And Davidson made a good decision with 2 outs and ran a long single into a hustle double.
Big run at second base for Corey Landers with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. A 2-run lead. I always felt that the difference between a 2-run lead and a 3-run lead was huge. A 2-run lead, you're always in danger if anybody gets on. You're in danger with that man in the batter's box. 3-run lead, a man gets on, okay, you still have a little bit to play with. Up the middle and a chance right here. Aycock charges. Davidson rounds third to home, sliding in. It's 5-2. Kaneland RBI single by Landers.
2-out base hits. RBI with 2 outs after the double. So you're never over till you're over when you're Kaneland right here. Breaking ball turned around, hit right back up the middle. Aycock charges hard.
Too much speed right there for Davidson. We saw it, the speed going from home to second, and we saw it from second to home. Joe Camilleri at the plate. He's 0 for 3 today.
He might be running first pitch here. No.
And very quickly out to the mound in a hurry, Mark Vogel. We talked about this a little bit last week in our 1A and 2A broadcast on IHSA.tv, is the attitude you send by the way you come out of the dugout. And Vogel, both times he's come out today, it's come out in a brisk jog.
Well, body language is ever so important. The trot, the walk, the slumber out to the mound usually is body language that tells your team, coach thinks we're in trouble. But when it's a sprint, jog, with a couple clap of the hands, it's usually a situation where we're all right, fellas, we're all right. And teams usually pick up on that. You take on the persona of your coach. And Mark Vogel, a very upbeat type of attitude with his team, even though they're trailing.
Landers the lead at first. He stays again, and it's 2-0. Camilleri, .318 batting average this season, 9 doubles. He has scored 43 runs. That leads the Knights. We had some hitters behind him. Thorson waiting on deck. It's 3 balls and no strikes. So after 2 quick outs, a ground out and a fly out, Davidson doubles. Landers singles him in. Now Camilleri ahead in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. Looks at it all the way. Winner to face Oak Forest in tomorrow's 3A championship game. The loser of this game will play at 9 o'clock against Nazareth Academy for 3rd place. The walk will push Landers to second. Camilleri down to first and brings up Thorson. It's the first walk by Brad Dillenberger.
So Thorson almost on cue. It's very apropos with him being the pitcher this game. One swing of the bat, if he finds a gap, he could almost put this one out of hand. If he can get a 2-run double somehow, find some gap out there.
Instead, he'll fist it out to center field. Landers gets the jump with 2 outs. He will score, and the lead has grown to 6-2.
All of this with 2 outs. They go 4-3 and F8, the first 2 hitters. Then base hit, base hit, base hit. Kaneland in business and starting to smell it just a bit.
The 9th hit of the game for Kaneland. Just very softly hit by Thorson. Camilleri to third. Kamel comes to the plate. Sam Kamel today, 2 for 3. 8 of the 9 hits have come in the last 3 innings for Kaneland. Dillenberger deals. You can just see in this Kaneland team the poise, the maturity. They fell behind 2-0. They never feel like they are out of a game. Playing with a lot of confidence right now. Inside pickoff throw behind the runner at first, and diving safely back is the courtesy runner. That's Ray Berry. Once again, Berry very active today. Thorson has been on base 3 of the 4 times that he has been up, and Berry's gotten a run for him each time.
Well, that's the key that you mentioned. 7 senior leaders. No panic at all, and you need that stability when you're trailing, and Kaneland Knights had just that. The stability of a calm, cool, collected coach who didn't let his team down, and then 7 seniors who were able to right the ship until the offense got going.
Hitting count here for Kamel, 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Berry at first, Camilleri at third. Some good speed on the bases here. And a count for Kamel to pick his pitch. Outfield playing fairly shallow. There goes the runner. And it's a called strike in the inside corner, so they let Berry steal second base, second and third. A base hit really could open this one up now.
Base hit, and it's Katie bar the door.
3 balls, 2 strikes. A line drive, base hit, scoring 1, hit hard to left. Steppe comes up with it. Here's his throw. 2-run score. It is an 8-2 Kaneland lead. A 2-run, 2-out single by Sam Kamel. Everything with 2 outs.
4 runs in the 4th, 4 runs in the 6th, 4 runs in the 6th with 2 outs. It was a quiet beginning, but there's been some thunder in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Kaneland Knights.
Brings us to Drew French. Again, a pickoff attempt. Kamel back safely. So the inning starts, ground out to second, fly out to center, then double, single, walk, single, single. RBIs coming from Landers, Thorson, and 2 right here from Kamel.
The most important out of an inning is the first one. The hardest to get is the 3rd one.
Into the dirt, away from Wetzler. A wild pitch sends Kamel to second. Things starting to crumble a little bit here for Waterloo. They held the 2-0 lead after 3 innings. Three balls, no strikes to Drew French. 3-1. Three balls and 2 strikes.
Lucas Wetzler, glove came off, threw his helmet down. The first bit of frustration that we've seen. Don't know if that ball hit off him or not, but it's been a long inning for Wetzler, a very solid leader of this team, but frustration can creep in when your opponents now have 10 hits on the board to go along with those 8 runs.
You talk about long innings. The 4th inning for Kaneland long. This one, of course, long. And that's been magnified by the fact that the 4th and 5th innings, Waterloo was retired in order. So they have not been in their dugout. They have been on the field for what, probably about 45 out of the last 55 minutes of this game. To right field, Hopkins will end the inning with a catch near the track. However, 8 men come to the plate for Kaneland. 4 of them score, all of them with 2 outs. To the bottom of the 6th we go, a commanding lead right now for the Knights. Kaneland 8, Waterloo 2. The Bulldogs have to get the sticks going in a hurry. Since Bobby Thorson allowed an RBI single to Lucas Wetzler with 2 out in the 3rd inning to make it a 2-0 lead for the Waterloo Bulldogs, he has retired 7 in a row, and in that span, his team has scored 8 runs, and they got 9 of those 10 hits in that period as well. This game has really turned.
10 hits on that line score. Oh, so important, the offensive production of Kaneland. 4 errors for Waterloo as they've shot themselves on the proverbial foot a couple different times, at least 4 today.
To the bottom of the 6th we go. Garrett Schlecht at the plate, and that was pitch number 102 for Bobby Thorson. So he's thrown a lot of pitches through his first 5 innings, but he's been dealing his best here in the last 3. Schlecht today walked and grounded out. Headed to Middle Tennessee State unless he decides to sign a professional contract with the Chicago Cubs, who drafted him in the 9th round. The only other player in this tournament that we will see who has been drafted, we'll see in our next game. It's third baseman Sam Travis for Providence.
Not as many Illinois high school players. I believe there's only 4 or 5 total, unless I missed some really late. And there's been years where we've been double digits out of high school.
2 strikes on Schlecht. You know, and you can say, well, the talent level's down or the talent level's up. A lot of it just depends on the philosophy of the major league teams that do the picking. A lot of teams like to lean towards those college players more and more. Big overhand curveball, dropped from about the bill of the cap to the knees, and gets Schlecht looking.
12-6 on that hammer. If you think of the face of a clock, look at 12 o'clock. Right down to 6 on the face of a clock. Good downward movement. Probably about 16, 18 inches of a vertical drop on that breaking ball. Moving the hitter's eyes and changing speeds. Excellent off-speed repertoire.
4th strikeout of the game for Thorson. Lucas Wetzler at the plate. He has 1 of only 3 hits against Thorson. On the first pitch, on a couple of hops to Dixon, 2 outs. And Thorson is in a groove, having retired the last 9 Waterloo batters. Boy, these half innings for the Bulldogs have been very quick. And this is Gabe Hopkins. Walked and scored the first run of our game in the 2nd inning. Bounced out in the 3rd. We are in the bottom of the 6th. A little bit of activity in the Waterloo bullpen. Hopkins takes a strike from the inside corner. Paul Schaefer had been down in the bullpen for Waterloo. See if he comes in the top of the 7th. 1-1 pitch. You notice any difference in the approach for Waterloo in the first couple of innings? It's not like they really, reached Thorson any necessarily effectively. He had a couple of hits, put the ball in play a little bit, but they are fighting it right now, and Thorson is feeling it right now. 2 strikeouts the inning, his 3rd straight inning of retiring the side in order. Kaneland in control, as is Thorson. To the top of the 7th we go. It's a 6-run advantage for the Knights. Look at the Kaneland dugout. It looks like a dugout maybe end of April, beginning of May game, just a regular old game. Those folks right there are only 3 outs away from playing for a state baseball championship after having never won a regional in their school's history. An 8-2 Waterloo lead as we go to the top of the 7th inning. 8 men batted last inning for the Knights. They'll start it off with Jake Razzo on the mound. The pitching change for Waterloo is Cole Schaefer. Schaefer, a 5'10 junior, 7-0 in the season. He's appearing in his 13th game. Pitched 33 innings, a 3.18 earned run average. Struck out 35 in those 33 innings. Walked 7. He's given up 31 hits.
Cole Schaefer, real compact delivery. Got that one up there about 75, so he won't throw it past you. Long arm, long body. Going to grow into his body and pick up some velocity as he goes along.
This ball hit hard by Razzo, stays inside the line in left field. He will have himself a double, and it will lead off the 7th inning, the 11th hit of the game for the Kaneland Knights.
Kaneland right now just raining base hits, their 11th of the day. They were relatively quiet till they got really noisy in the 4th and 6th inning. And that pitch was just ripped down the left field line, and extra base hits right now coming often and easy for Kaneland.
Brian Dixon waits, fouls it away.
Dixon known for his defense, but he had an RBI single in that 4th inning.
That was a single that tied the game. That time 2-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Dixon. 5'10" senior. Schaefer will check Razzo at second. Dixon goes down swinging.
Dixon tried to hit that ball to the right side, give himself up for the team, couldn't catch up the breaking ball away, but very unselfish at bat.
Brings up Ty Heinle. An interesting day for Heinle. Reached on an error and then had a bunt single in that 4-run 4th. There was a throwing error involved on that same play as well, and that one of the plays that really kind of turned the entire momentum over to Kaneland. He's up here now with 1 out.
And they've never looked back.
They haven't looked back offensively or defensively, or obviously on the mound. Bobby Thorson has been magnificent here this afternoon. Two balls and a strike to Heinle. Davidson waits on deck.
Well, the best thing you could say about Bobby Thorson is he just flat out knows how to win. He's a gamer.
He fought through early in the game when he did not have his best stuff. I'm sure he would tell you that. But then once he got the lead, there was an extra surge of adrenaline. Waterloo has not had an answer for him. An 8-2 lead, 4-run 4th and a 4-run 6th. Popped up foul. Is there room? Nope, it will be about 3 rows behind the Kaneland dugout on the first base side. Crowd building here for our next game. It will be 4A baseball. It will be Prospect taking on Providence Catholic. Providence just down the street, literally about a 5-minute drive to the high school in New Lenox. We're in Joliet. We're at Silver Cross Field. Last week 1A, 2A played in Peoria. This one pushed into the air by Heinle. And it's a tough play, and it's overrun by the third baseman, Schaub. The left fielder, Stepping, couldn't get there, and Dillenberg didn't quite get there as well, the shortstop.
You know, I've lived here in the Aurora, Oswego, Naperville area my entire life, and I didn't know we were that close to Providence. I mean, I knew it was a community, but I didn't know we were like a scant 4 or 5 minutes away. That's pretty amazing.
Just down Route 30. Again in the air. Dillenberger backpedaling. Wind pushing it just a little bit. That's the 2nd out. Just a slight breeze blowing from the left field corner to the right field corner. The temperature today has been hovering in the upper 60s. Right now it's 70 degrees in Joliet. Wind, it's a very slight 4 miles per hour. Top of the order, and Kyle Davidson. Davidson today doubled and scored. He started the 4-run 6th inning, and I say started it because he got that double with 2 outs. The next 5 batters all reached base. That one will get away from Wetzler. A wild pitch will advance Razzo to third.
Good read by Razzo. Read the flight of the ball, saw it spinning away from Wetzler, and advances to third, where he can do the same thing on another ball down and away.
You look at number 88. Jake Razzo led off this inning with a double in the left field corner. Big Waterloo contingent seemed to be making a lot of noise early, and it's a disappointed bunch right now. This is a community that really rallies behind their baseball team. They love their baseball in Waterloo. That's why you see so many of the baseball players coming back to live in the community, and their sons end up playing for Waterloo. Same thing happened with Mark Vogel. Graduated from Waterloo High School. Inside to Davidson.
Well, Kaneland just keeps adding runs, 4 and 4 in the 6th, try to pick up that 9th one, but the way that Thorson is dealing, I don't think it'll be necessary.
Davidson will go down on strikes, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Cole Schaefer. He did his job, giving up just a leadoff double, but now it will be up to his offense. A 6-run deficit. The Bulldogs are chasing it. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th here at Joliet right after this. 2 weeks ago, Kaneland was thinking, boy, wouldn't it be great if we could win the first regional in our school's history? And right now, they're 3 outs away from playing in the state championship game. Bobby Thorson has been magnificent, retiring the last 10 batters he's faced. He'll start it off here in the 7th inning with Nick Steppig, who swings at the first pitch. It's a pretty hard to center field, but Camilleri on the back pedal makes the catch.
There's that first out we talked about, F8. Drifting back, getting underneath the ball. Camilleri and the Knights ever so close. As catcher Heinley puts up 1, they got 2 to go. Let's see Thorson blowing on that hand again, trying to get the grip.
A pinch hitter, Daniel Velker, to bat. 111 pitches thrown by Thorson here in this game. It's Daniel Velker batting for Alex Wittenauer. And actually, he's batting for Schaefer, who came in for Wittenauer in the little defensive and pitching change last inning.
Interesting, they're up there hacking and slashing instead of taking pitches. And again, that is in respect to the fact that Thorson just keeps dealing strikes.
Well, he didn't do it early. After the first batter in the 3rd inning, he had walked 4 men. Since then, it has been strike, 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 and it's 0-2 right now to Velker. Tried to go right at him, tried to get him to bite a little bit on the pitch in the outside corner. Kaneland players ready to hop that rail here. They need 2 more outs. Here's Thorson. Line drive, that's going to be a base hit. That'll be the 4th hit of the day for Waterloo, and it's the first hit since the 3rd inning. And it ends a streak of 11 straight batters retired by Thorson.
Did a good job keeping his hands back, giving his team a chance. Laced that ball, did Wittenauer.
Eli Snodgrass to the plate. He's fallen out to center twice today. Thorson having to work from the stretch for the first time since the 3rd inning. Takes a little off of that one.
Get it and go right now. Full focus home. Full focus home. If you're Thorson, do not be at all concerned about the runner.
He's not right now. That's another 2 quick strikes. Some Kaneland fans on their feet, some kind of kicking back with a 6-run lead. Mel not holding Velker on at first. Grounder to 3rd. French, tough hop. You saw that one coming all the way. An error on the 3rd baseman, Drew French. The minute he took that first step back, he was in trouble.
Yeah, when he retreats on a ball, the old let the ball play you instead of him coming up and getting that baseball, it was trouble. Then he tried to go to the backhand, too little too late. And still alive is Waterloo.
Number 9 hitter Brian Schaub at the plate. Schaub today has walked, and he bunted, was tagged out in a close play at first base by the first baseman, Kamel, who had to come into the line and field it. Ground ball up the middle, diving stop. Davidson on the bag for 1, and got the double play to end the game and send Kaneland to the 3A championship game.
You see the pile on the hill as the Knights' dream continues. Why wake up now? What an apropos way to finish this baseball game with a double play ground ball as Thorson goes the distance, and the Knights have gone the distance into this state tournament run.
It was a 2-0 lead for Waterloo at the end of 3 innings. Bobby Thorson did not have his best stuff. A.J. Crutchfield was getting out of some jams, but he couldn't get out of the 4th inning. 4 hits in the inning for Kaneland. 2 errors in that inning. 4 runs crossed the plate. 4 runs more in the 6th, and it adds up to an 8-2 win for Kaneland. And as you said, the dream continues. Never won a regional, and they're playing for a state baseball championship.
8 communities, we talked about it, have come together as one, and 1, that's the number they're shooting for tomorrow. Number 1 in the state in Class 3A.
Here's your schedule on IHSA.tv. Tomorrow morning, your 3rd place game will come to you at 9 o'clock in the morning. It will be Nazareth Academy against Waterloo, followed immediately by your state championship ball game. The Oak Forest Bengals 3-1 winners earlier today over Nazareth Academy to take on Kaneland. And a reminder that if you would like a DVD copy of this event, go to prepfilms.com. You want to relive the memories of this semifinal game and a state championship game? Prepfilms.com, your online store for IHSA tournament films. Coming up next here at Silver Cross Field, we move into 4A baseball action. It will be Prospect taking on Providence Catholic, then Mount Carmel versus Lions. Prospect coming up next for your final here in your second 3A semifinal. You see it right there. Kaneland 8 and Waterloo 2. For Sophia Minert and Mark Lindo, I'm Dave Bernhardt. Back with you in about 40 minutes for 4A baseball.